But there was a couple whose all was not all. But to people, it was all that they had given. But there was the Holy Spirit that saw beyond what men could see. And that spirit could not be deceived. That spirit cannot be impressed or motivated by repeating it in public. When in private, you are doing the spirit a disservice. It will embarrass you. He will embarrass you. Leave God alone. The sinners, Matthew 7, Lord, Lord. Why? They have heard God's people calling him Lord, Lord twice. Judas, Rabbi, Rabbi. Because he knows this is what Jesus is familiar with. But even then, he still was betraying Jesus and he was rejected. Why shouldn't you repeat it? It doesn't save you. There's a relationship that each one of us must inculcate in our private endeavors, in our private moments. That relationship is the base from which, when we repeat the name, we are repeating it from the base. We are standing on the pedestal of a relationship, such that when we call him twice, we are not calling him from oblivion or from nowhere. We are calling him from somewhere. Repeat it, yes, but don't repeat it for public show. Repeat it because you have a private working relationship with him. All I'm trying to say is, have a working relationship with him before you think you can have a working relationship with his people. Are we together? Have a working relationship with him before you have a working relationship with his people. It is him you need, not his people. But there's so many of us that try to have meaningful relationship with churched people. Pastor, some of the churched people are not churched by God. Some of the churched people have not been churched by God. Whoa. Pastor, some pastors are not pastored. They still need to be pastored. So having a relationship with a pastor does not warrant you salvation. You will be getting pastored by a lost pastor. So before you think you too can repeat it in public and get away with it, brother, think of Judas, your elder brother. He repeated it twice and got lost. Think of the sinners Jesus rejects. They call his name twice. He responds to them twice. I don't know you. Public show saves no one. There are so many of us whose shape as Christians is abnormal. We are disabled, but we don't see it. Our eyes are facing west. Our feet are facing east. Our eyes are facing west. When we speak, elder, we speak as one who is facing west. But when we walk as one who is going east. There is a serious mismatch. There's serious parallelism between what we say and what we do. What we say is simply repeating it. What we do is what we must do before we repeat it. What we say, anyone can say it. But Christ is not moved by your grand words of, the people that pastor, when they pray, you hear them mentioning the name of God, thy, thee, though. You think like they actually share a bed with God. When you ask him to speak in vernacular, to pray in vernacular, yes, mankoro nyoha gonse. What. But watch them walk. They speak well. Watch them walk. They walk and well. I wish your speech could match your walk even a little bit. You would be a far much better Christian. I don't know how best I can emphasize this point. Listen, have a working relationship with Jesus by walking with him. Don't tell us that you're walking with him. We will see it. You do not need to announce it. It announces itself. Are we together? Don't come. Now, Christianity is not a verb. Christianity is not verbal, it is a verb. Christianity is not what you say you do. Christianity is what you do without saying it. And it is from there that a serious relationship with the Messiah is built. But so many of us are like people whose voices, whose singing, whose preaching is totally different from our feet. Somewhere, somehow, our feet have refused to follow our voices. We can deceive people by so doing or so saying. But obviously we can't deceive God. And if you can't deceive God, then you're wasting your time deceiving people. You might as well live your life happily. Enjoy it if it's called enjoying. Live your life. And leave God alone. On 18th June, in the year, is it 1815 or 1715? In the Battle of Waterloo, the battle that Napoleon Bonaparte lost, should be 1815, 18th June